I'm here at iLive Pelletier. iLive, I just had the pleasure of being on a panel with you. We spoke about sustainable development and climate adaptation. I wondered if you could tell me a little bit more about yourself and maybe your interest for this concert.
Okay, so good afternoon, my name, or good morning, or whatever, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I just had a pleasure to work with David for a minute today on a panel, and he moderated. And I'm here to talk about sustainability, but I'm talking with reference to education. So I'm looking at education for sustainability and sustainable education, but at a leadership and for creativity and innovation standpoint. So why, you might ask me why I'm in this. I'm in this for two reasons. I'm an islander who've seen what climate change has done to us as islands in the Caribbean, but I'm also in it as an educator because I need to see change in education with reference to how we do sustainability. I see sustainability in education as an interdisciplinary form where I am looking at different departments in education, math, science, social studies, intertwining to bring about change with reference to what's happening to our world, not just at the higher level, but also from as young as kindergarten, playing with it and making it look like something that they can become interested in, and also understanding it not just as a buzzword, but as a science. I also see resilience as a science, and I can say that the Caribbean, the definition of resilience is really one of survival, because we've gone through those hurricanes over and over again. We've witnessed the droughts, we see the water shortage, so we know what the issues are, and yet still we are surviving it each time it happens to us. So resilience for us is really strongly and definitely survival.
Can you tell me which island you're from?
I am actually from Dominica, but my husband's Virgin Islander, so I've lived in the U.S. Virgin Islands for about 17 years.
And do you have any specific examples of how climate is affecting either Dominica or the Virgin Islands? I know you spoke about hurricanes. Is specific examples?
Okay, so specific example, my village. I can tell you I grew up in that village. I lived in the village all my life. It's called Cawley, which is on the western coast of the island. I have seen hurricanes, so when I was 10 years old, we had Hurricane David 1979. However, we saw water, but we had not seen what they saw in 2017 or even in 2015 with the floods of Erica, where my village was completely washed out. We lost whole houses. I mean, they just washed out into the sea. And we are constantly seeing, even for example, the water disappearing. So in my village, we have a river running through. I remember we could stay up on the roads and jump into the river because it was that deep. Now, there's nothing left. There's just a little trickle of what's there. So do we see the effects of climate change? I can say yes.
Climate change is real and it's happening in the Caribbean.
Real. It's real in the Caribbean.
Okay, and as we spoke in the panel, and it's about this sustainable development, but it's more important for education and ocean literacy and climate literacy, really, and that has to start at a really young age.
Yeah,
do you think that's a burden on the youth that they have to carry, that we should have that, or is it's a necessary?
I think if I look at it as a creative standpoint, I think it's the best time for innovation for the youth, because now they have problems that they can solve. And I'm saying take education out into the open. Let us do more project-based, more holistic learning with our students. So let them respond to projects that deal with health. So we have, for example, in the US, we have what we call STEM and STEAM, which is based science-based learning. Why not use those things instead of just looking at the technology part of it and the math? Let us take it out and use it in creative problem solving for communities, and not just regular problems, but problems that deals with sustainability, and then use it so that they can understand what sustainability for themselves look like.
What it means. So it's this process of design thinking, essentially.
Design thinking and systems thinking all tied together. So what I'm looking at is changing the paradigm for education and making it more something of awareness of what's happening with climate change within. And we could still do the English and the math, everything around sustainability. It does work using a creative problem-solving standpoint, because we're going to see complex problems showing up.
Thank you very much for your time. A very interesting topic, and the very best of luck.
Yeah, thank you very much. Okay.